Hello everybody, Megatronic here, and today we are going to be taking a look at one of my most favorite custom showcases, and just overall I'm happy with how it turned out and how I somehow managed to make this copper color with just estimating it, or this like rusting color. Side note, he is missing a piece down by his foot, and I know Bandit Lockdown should have a hook because it's a pirate and not a chainsaw. I'm sorry, I don't have an extra hook to give him. Now, let's get into all of the paints I used. And side note, it's a lot of paint. To make this copper color, I eyeballed a mix of the flat red, a tiny bit of this chrome silver, this gunmetal, obviously you can see the red going into it, and a very, very small, minimal amount of this clear yellow, just to give it just a bit of transparency, while also having like a metallic flake to it as well. So let's get into the regular paints. I used this flat blue, light blue, chrome silver, gunmetal, red, black, clear green, smoke, and that is it for all the paints that I used for this custom. And guess what? Absolutely no paint markers went to this custom. So, yay, successful custom without using those shitty paint markers. Now this lockdown is obviously based off of the Transformers Animator Activators lockdown. I don't have that lockdown, but you know, here's, I'll move him off to the side. Here's a screenshot. And there was your screenshot. So that's my inspiration. So yeah, I basically ran with that and made my own take. And you can see I used some of that clear to give him just like almost like a patched eye or a patched optic. But I also did it in smoke because if I really wanted to, I can put some light behind it, and there's not much of a difference if I do that. So yeah, light piping is still there and it's not affected, while for display options, he always has a pirate eye, which is cool. I did a little red here on his bandage just to help go out with the color scheme. I did these spikes here in the gunmetal just to help match with the blue. I did the blue tattoos, then I just did his face in silver. I left the black around his eyes as I felt the blue wouldn't really be great around his eyes, and I wanted to leave it as black. I want the gold Decepticon insignia just to match the animated aesthetic. I know many people aren't a fan of the gold and silver Autobot emblems on animated guys, but I personally like them. Then I went with this like rust copper color for the upper chest. I went with blue in the middle, and then I went with red on the sides, and then I went with gunmetal on the sides of that. I did blue for the main torso. For the crotch, I went with the like rust copper color. For the legs, gunmetal here, and then I went for the rust color for the grill in vehicle mode, which you'll see that more in vehicle mode. I went with the reds here just to make it help it pop. Added some blue, and then did the exhaust in silver. I did the flat black here, and here just to really bring that out, and that's where the missing piece was on his foot, but I did these up in the rustic color as well. And for the EMPE, this is basically untouched from Adventures Lockdown. This is just the chainsaw from Blazing Lockdown, but I did the top of this and basically all around in blue. I did the front section, which will become the front of the vehicle in the rust color scheme. So yeah, I am very pleased with how he turned out, and this is what he looks like from the back. Just if anybody was curious, not much going on here because I mainly focused on the front of the robot mode, Obviously, I did finish off the blue on the back, and yeah. Now, I didn't add too much blue to the vehicle mode because I wanted him to be, I guess, maybe a bit of a more stealthy lockdown. And if I can ever find stickers that kind of resemble the cannonball skeleton like the original Activators Lockdown had, I will put them on him. But for now, that's that. And I really like how this color scheme works. When I was mixing that up, I was so thrilled when I actually like got it to what I wanted. And yeah, I'm just glad that it all came together. And I went with gunmetal because the original Activators figure had gunmetal placed throughout it, but it was mainly black. And I'm like, I don't need another mainly black Lockdown. I already have 2 of those. So I went with the gunmetal, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. But yeah, and I also did leave some black here and there, just so he's not all mainly gunmetal. And for comparison, why not? Here he is with Blazing Lockdown, who he stole the chainsaw from. And as you can see, they do look really cool together. Obviously, I'm going to have to find a hook or something at some point. With normal Lockdown, just so you can see the colors and the differences and all that jazz. I just noticed this Lockdown and Blazing Lockdown have 2 different sized Decepticon albums. And my Stealth Lockdown is in the mail, so technically I do have 4 different Lockdowns now. Yay! But yeah, really cool. I'm really happy how these guys are turning out, and I can't wait to get the Stealth Lockdown. But yeah, here are the Lockdowns so far. Yay for Lockdown! I would get my Revenge of the Fallen Lockdown off the shelf, but I don't feel like knocking them all over. I might do an Axor custom out of this. I'm not sure, though. It would just be like a silver Lockdown, though. But yeah, let's get him into vehicle mode. And here we have Bandit Lockdown in his vehicle mode. And I know, like I said earlier, that the chainsaw doesn't really fit Bandit Lockdown. It really should be a hook, but I don't have an extra hook. He's borrowing Blazing Lockdown's chainsaw, so yeah. Pretty fucking cool. Oh, I swore. My bad. I guess that is corny. I'm still not over that. Anyways, so yeah, I really do like how it turned out. I really like his back windshield and how the spoiler looks, too. I really just like how I was able to make, like, this almost, like, rust color. Which, once again, I just had a concoction of paints that somehow made it work, and I really do like it. And this blue, I really do like how this blue looks. It really pops the hood of the vehicle mode, and yeah, it just looks quite nice here in vehicle mode, and how there's a lot more blue in robot mode, but he's like a lot more hidden together, if that makes sense, in vehicle mode, which I'm a huge fan of. I was going to do some smoky paint here behind the windshield, but it works. So yeah. So if you guys like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. And if you like Transformers anime as much as I do, subscribe. So yeah, hopefully you guys like this custom showcase as much as I did. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.